So as my genius predicted, Islam absolutely destroyed Jack Della Maddalena in all 5 rounds. With no surprise there, no one's shocked. But what has surprised me is the hate that Craig Jones has been receiving. And I mean, I get it, he is a very notable figure, and he has had a lot to say about the Dagestani style of MMA, but none of what he said is fake. Sambo is not real. It is a complete mix of all other grappling styles in MMA, but he never said that was a bad thing. In fact, he's quite complimentary of it for MMA.
What do you think makes the Dagestani fighter so good?
I mean, obviously, the amount of freestyle wrestling champions from that region probably puts their wrestling above and beyond the best in all of MMA. And obviously, even in the Olympics, a lot of champions out of there, right? So I think that skill set combines with them adding effective pin controls on the ground and jiu-jitsu submissions. But I mean, again, I think it's that hard training. Those guys, like Khabib, would maintain that pressure throughout the entire fight and break guys down. Their ability to fatigue guys to a breaking point, I think, is something they do best.
And it's funny, people give Craig a tremendous amount of credit for his fighters' performances, but he never takes that credit.
I want to talk to you about just the Volkanovski fight and training him in general.
Previous Makhachev fight, I was down in Wollongong with his team freestyle for like 6 to 8 weeks, helping him prepare for that one.
Just the fact that he was able to survive on the ground the way he was, and not just that, but not just survive, but be completely safe. He was never even close to being threatened with a submission, and the fact that he was like laughing it off and punching him from behind. And
it's crazy, yeah. I mean, I can't take too much credit for that. The guy just is a
He's an
beast.
animal.
Yeah, he's just a monster. He's so hard to hold down, even for me to hold down. I don't get it. I'm like, fuck, you 145? This shouldn't be the case,
And I mean, how could he? He's only working with them for a single camp. And he is a huge help for certain techniques, like the reverse butterfly hook Volk used on Islam. That was all Craig. But he didn't teach Volk to have unbreakable cardio. He didn't teach Jack to use his striking for anti-wrestling. Jack's submission defense was phenomenal against Islam right here. Islam had the Darce choke locked in, and JDM hit Craig's signature defense. That was clearly taught to him during this camp.
So as long as, like, if my elbow is on this side, I'm in trouble. You can already hear it. So I punch my elbow out and lift my hips up. Yeah, I started like that special. You can hear it in my voice. We got much more time. We lift up hips. And we look around the front here.
But it was clear how strong Islam was compared to Jack. Right here, Jack gets smashed trying to turtle. Parallel that to Islam saying this.
Nothing surprise, because I know it's gonna be a tough fight, because Alex real, strong guy, short but strong.
You think Craig taught Volk to be this strong? Do not be silly. Craig never claimed to be the reason that Volk performed how he did.
But what makes Volk so special, I think, is his gas tank and his willpower. He's just unbreakable. Yeah. The Dagestani guys, Khabib, Islam, they are good at submissions, but they break guys mentally and they fatigue them, and then they take the submission that's offered.
Craig's instructional just stand up is huge for fighters to get up without giving up their back. Jack used it really, really well against Bilal, but it's completely different when you're flat on your back giving up the underhook. JDM was only like that one time against Bilal, but against Islam, he was completely helpless. And again, he got taken down because of his striking and his high guard, which, again, is something Craig had nothing to do with. Jack was going for octopus guard, but this crossface is so strong. This is the standard defense Islam was using, and there's no magical way to get around this other than just clearing his arm. And with Islam's strength, it's just so hard. At the end of the day, a coach is only as good as what his fighter's abilities allow. And when you have someone as world-class with Islam, with his strength, with his game plan that he had on the feet to constantly get at Jack's hips, there was nothing Jack could do, regardless of who was in his corner. This reminds me of the time that Sean lost to Merab, and a lot of people were claiming that Tim was a bad coach But what the hell did he want Tim to do about Merab? There is no magical technique that you can teach in 6 weeks. And again, it's so funny that everyone from the start gave Craig so much credit despite himself being honest about his involvement.
I mean, when Volkanovski got out of that, the mounted guillotine, his face looked like a grape and just would not tap.
I had no idea how he got out, but I told everyone, I was like, yeah, obviously that's me. Buy the DVD. You know? Support his grappling coach. I take credit for that.
He's an animal. 99.9% of the world would have tapped.
He's like that in the gym. I remember I'll choke him in the gym sometimes, and he'll go from putting his chin in to taking it out as your grip's in there. Like he'll try and switch it from I guess the front choke to the blood vessels. He just changes how you choke him and can survive down there.
Wow.
I don't know how he does it. He should teach me that shit.
He's a huge help, but he didn't teach JDM grappling from day one. All he can do is tweak techniques in an already established game, and the hate towards him makes 0 sense. If JDM got Darce round 1, then I get it, but that's not what happened. What happened was Craig had JDM prepared for all the submissions, but JDM was not strong enough to cause scrambles flat on his back. And the anti-wrestling that he employed with his striking against Bilal wasn't there with Islam's game plan on the feet. He couldn't get underhooks. Islam was forcing his high guard with kicks, punishing his calf, and Craig Jones was supposed to teach him in 6 weeks to have Volkanovski's strength and cardio.